And yeah, I guess we have already 27 people. Until they join, I would like to introduce our today's speaker. And before that, I would like to remember Steve Jobs, one of his popular speeches when he spoke about joining the dots. Here, that I feel that it's about joining the dots because back in 2024, not very early, we got connected with each other, with John, and we shared our fields of interests, and we decided to make it happen. And right now it's happening. And I'm very happy for that, John. And 2 words about John, and then you will add up what I miss. John is an executive coach, registered coach educator, and mentor. He holds ICF PCC credentials. He is EMCC EIA senior practitioner, certified and 6 seconds emotional intelligence practitioner, assessor, advanced facilitator, also CBT and REBT practitioner. You have so many things to list.
I would don't need to read them.
Yeah. Okay, would you like to continue, or I might continue the
It's
list?
fine. Yeah, I will go ahead. So again, I would like to really express thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Natalie, for the introduction. I appreciate everyone joining us, whether it's midnight. Well, it's early morning, or whether it's night, whether it's morning. Thanks for giving the time. Thanks for being here, and I appreciate giving me 1.5 hours of your time. So my name is John. I'm originally from Lebanon. I've been in China. I've been based in China since 2009. It's my 16th year. This year, I'm relocating into Hong Kong. As Natalie was saying, I'm an ICF PCC. So my background is trading and manufacturing. I came to China in 2009, founded a trading company, import-export, up until 2019, where I feel like I lost my passion and I need to find what's really my passion. And I started pursuing a lot of stuff until I stumbled upon coaching. And since then, I joined the coaching, I would say, event just for the sake of improving my life. But then I understand that this is something I really want to do, and this is something I want to pursue over. Should I confirm my speak? No, I'm not speaking Russian. I'm not speaking Russian. It's English. Right. Okay.
In any case you need, we can translate some basic things.
Yeah, sure. I speak fast. Please feel free to raise your hand, and I will try to speak slower. As I've been in the coaching and training field since 2019, and as you will see later, I will share a little bit introduction of myself. Aside of the credential, I've always worked with the thoughts and the emotions, because in my own belief, if we want to change our behaviors, if we want to change our outcome, if we want to change our life or any area of our life that's where we don't like it, we need to start in our beliefs, because those are what's really controlling our emotion. Emotions are just like fluids in our body, not fluids, I would say sensation in our body, but really what we tell, which is later also I'll be talking about, what's going in our head, it's what determines how we whether react or respond. So that's why I'm passionate about emotional intelligence and the behavior science in general. Let me share a little bit my screen. I had very nice slides prepared. But I believe everyone can see. Hold on, now the tricky part where I need to remove this one here.
John, I won't interrupt you anymore. Just I want to tell that Greta Harutunia will be moderating today's meeting. So if any questions, just address to her.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Just let me find the Zoom.
Before John will find, I want to greet our dear colleagues and friends and welcome to our meeting with John Azzo. Thank you, John, for being here, and Armenian Coaching Federation welcomes you. And we are sure that this meeting will help us to unlock our untapped potential within our minds. As you mentioned, it is very important, and empowering us to create meaningful change in our personal and professional lives. So good luck, and we'll start.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it. I lost my Zoom window. Can you see my screen?
Yeah. We do.
Okay, what can you see on my screen? Because I can see you. Yeah, there you go. I find it. There you go.
It's about unlocking our brain's potential.
Yeah. Right.
What we're waiting for impatiently.
All right. All right. There you go. I find the chat also. So if you would like to drop anything in the chat, feel free. This one goes here. Just give me this like 10 seconds. I'm arranging so I can see all of you. This one goes here. This one goes here. All right. So we covered today, we will be talking about a little bit about the brain, emotional intelligence, and how our brain contribute to our emotional intelligence, how the linkage between both of them in order to have, as I said, like better outcome or better performance or better, we will touch base on it later, better lifestyle in general. As you can see, like I already introduced myself. I'm an ICF PCC, doing that, being in living abroad, expat for 16 years. I'm also ICF Hong Kong board member. So I'm all into the coaching and helping creating larger impact and help people improve their life. Like my famous sentence is, instead of feeding someone, teach them how to fish so they can eat forever. All right, so today's invitation from me to you is couple of things. First thing, there is no right and wrong. So technically you are all here to learn. There is no I am right or you are wrong. Everyone has different perspective. So I would like to invite you to respect each other's opinion, and there is no judgment here because again, we all have our knowledge and we all are here to learn. Second one is to keep an open mind, again, because we came here to learn, all of us. I'm learning a lot from you and you guys learn also from my experience. So we are all here to share our experience and to share the learning we accumulate along these years. And third one is like, there is no such thing as stupid question. I really invite any one of you, if you have any question, you don't think in your head, we all have this pattern. Oh, it's a stupid question. I will wait. Maybe someone else will ask this question. Please put it in the chat. If you don't feel like it, private messages to me. There is no stupid question. All questions are valuable. If it's relevant or it's time being relevant, I will reply it directly. Otherwise, we will park it to the end of the meeting. Do we have an agreement?
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. You're all aware of the chat. Whenever you have a question, just raise your hand. I appreciate every one of you. If you can mute yourself if your surrounding is not it's not comfy, so we don't disturb each other. All right. I would like to invite you to have a look and choose, I would say, one word of what are you really here to learn today, and put it in the chat. Grow. There you go. No one is here to have fun. All right. Well, whoever wants the brain secret, like I can't read your brain secret. So that's something for you later to work on. Insights. All right. Lovely. Okay. Thank you. How to understand our brain. Lovely. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate all what's been shared. Actually, as I said, we are here to, again, we all have our own stars. So we are here to exchange and learn from each other's experience. Keep that in your mind. We'll come back to it, or you might need to come back to it, sorry, later at the reflection point, human world. All right. Today's agenda. Today we will learn mainly 3 parts. So first part, we'll be talking a little bit about emotional intelligence, as I am a 6 seconds emotional intelligence practitioner. So I will be talking about our 6 seconds approach to emotional intelligence. There are many, emotional intelligence is such a huge topic and such a vague umbrella. So there are many modules, I would say, out there. I will be talking about the module I work with the best, which is the 6 seconds. Later, I will give a little bit introduction about it. The second one, we will talk about how what's the relation between emotional intelligence and our brain. Because, when you hear emotions and brain, we always go like, I used to think like brain and emotions are totally different, rational and emotional. You cannot bring them together. This is something we're gonna learn again. What is the connection between our emotion and our emotion and brain? The third part is we will be touching base on, again, based on the 6 seconds module, something called our brain strengths. So each one of us have different kind of strengths for our brain, and we use them differently. Even if me and you has the same strengths, but we use them differently. We will be touching base about the 18 famous strengths of our brain, which one we are using more, which one we are using less, and which one we want, how to balance or how to bring more of. All right? Let's dig in. So if I told you emotional intelligence, what does emotional intelligence mean to you? Please feel free to write in the chat, because our number is big. It's hard to open the floor for sharings. Feeling. All right. Set of skills. Okay. Ability to use, charge, and regulate. Change and regulate. Okay. Self-awareness. All right. Self-awareness, self-control, ability to control our feeling. All right. Understanding you. Okay, lovely. Self-management. All right. Lovely. Keep them coming. You know, whatever is coming in the chat, emotional intelligence are all of these together. So emotional intelligence is technically be aware of our emotion. And see, those are the pillars in almost every module. So now I will be sharing of 6 seconds, but if you are aware of like Genos, for example, Daniel Goleman, all of other models, mainly it's the same umbrella, the same pillar, which is awareness, self-awareness, self-regulation, social regulation, social awareness, and at the same time, our noble goals, tame it to name it to tame it. It's something we see in emotional intelligence feelings. Now, something I would like to share with you is like, for me, feelings and emotions are a bit different, because the feelings are the feelings in our body. Emotion is the connection between them. So when we feel something in our body, emotions are technically, again, it's from one book, Atlas of the Heart. Anyone, if anyone read this book, Atlas of the Heart by Brené Brown. No, I think it was Brené Brown. So the book name is Atlas of the Heart. She says emotions are a combination of two things: what we feel in our body, but technically it's not only what we feel in our body. Because, hear me out, if you are excited and you are frustrated, what are the senses in our body? What are we feeling? Both of them, you will be feeling warmth, you will be feeling your heart will be racing, okay? You might start sweat a little. So imagine you are excited and you are frustrated. How will your body differentiate the excitement from the frustration? It's technically, which is the second recipe in the emotion, it's how you tell, what you tell yourself you're feeling. So the sensation in our body are there, but what we tell ourselves we're feeling change, create the emotion, or change the way we respond to those feelings in our body. So for those of us who wants to control the emotion, you need to control the way you think of the emotion. And the reason called 6 seconds, the 6 second emotional intelligence network, because emotion stay in our body for 6 seconds only. More than 6 seconds, we are making a choice to stay in that state. So whether we're angry, whether we're angry, frustrated, sad, all this kind of emotion, technically they stay in your body for 6 seconds, and the body will release the cortisol hormone. After 6 seconds, whether you're making cognitive choice, whether you're making emotional choice, whether you're making a behavioral choice to stay in this state. Because scientifically proven, if you are angry, do something else for 6 seconds, whether get a math equation, some complicated math equation, try to solve it in 6 seconds, you will not be angry anymore, because you shifted your state. You changed your focus from the anger, which is the inside of you, to solving the math problem or whatever thing. That's the reason come from 6 seconds. And mainly in 6 seconds, we believe emotional intelligence is how we get smarter with our feelings. And that's what emotional intelligence is. The smarter we are with our feelings, the more intelligence we is, which is simplified way, which is the same. So now if I am more, what will that impact? If I am more emotionally smarter emotionally. What would that impact? Again, in 6 seconds, I will not keep repeating in 6 seconds. I'm talking in 6 seconds. So in 6 seconds, it's mainly impact 4 areas of our life, four areas and more. One of them is the way we make any decision. So technically, how effective, the way we make decision, the way we influence whether ourselves, whether those around us. So the more we are smarter with feeling, the better we have decision-making skills, the better we have influence on ourselves and those we love and around us. The second one is our relationship. Again, the smarter we are with feelings, the better we will have a better relationship. We will maintain a healthier relationship. And at the same time, we will encourage we will build and maintain a stronger community together. Now, the third one, which is quality of life. And how is that? By addressing our achievement, by feeling the satisfaction for the small important things. Most of the time, when if you notice it or maybe give it some thought, when we are sad, a human brain tend to dismiss whatever achievement we've done, whatever good, we dismiss the good things, but we focus on the bad thing. And it's the brain are programmed to focus on the negative. And that's why it's like it's easy, and at the same time it's the comfort zone, and sometimes it's coping mechanism or habits we build it up. So hence why we're being smarter with our feeling or more emotionally intelligence, we'll have, let's say, a little better life, because we'll be satisfied on different area in our life, and at the same time we'll be happy with as small as achievement as we have. Something I use with my clients as coaching. Most of the time, clients come to me. I don't, when the client come to me, I don't tell him like let's have an emotional intelligence assessment. It doesn't work like this. So a clients come to me, for example, as very small exercise. I'll share with you. They're frustrated. They don't feel they're doing enough. They don't feel they're like their life is, there is no achievement. They feel themselves failure. Okay, whatever they're doing is not working. It's like on a hamstring wheel. I give them one exercise, and this exercise most of the time helps shift a lot of perspective. And I will invite you, if you would like to have this exercise, because I practice it every now and then. At the same time, we get busy because we coaches are human at the same time. We're not any like different species. So we get overwhelmed some now and then. We get in the down, because life is up and down. We get in the downwards. Whenever I see clients in the downwards, or I myself get in the downwards, I will sit down, I will list my achievements. As small as they might seem, I will list them without any criticizing, without any judgment, just list the achievement. So I will say to myself, in the past 5 years, what did I achieve? List it up, personally and professionally. Personal achievement are much more important than professional achievement, because I wouldn't say life work balance, I would say life work integration. And especially like many people in the coaching field are entrepreneurs, our life is coaching. Like there is no 9-to-5 job. It's our business, or it's our passion. So personal achievement are as important as professional achievement. List those achievements. Once we list those achievements, or once the client lists those achievements, they will realize like, oh my God, I've done a lot. How many of you here start the week with a to-do list? End of the week, you will see this to-do list is maybe you have more items on it, or you haven't done it all. I have this thing. But the thing that we don't really realize that we've done a lot of other stuff, and they might be more important than our to-do list, because it's life. So by addressing what we're doing, and especially when we're feeling down, it will boost us to feel up again. That's how, again, one of the things that we can practice emotional intelligence on daily or weekly basis. The more intelligence we are, the more satisfied we will have. Now, last pillar is the well-being, because healthy mind is healthy body, and they're interconnected. Many mental health issues being addressed mainly by having physical activities, exercise, walk under the sun, walk in the nature, sit down near the river. So the more we're aware of what our body needs in a holistic way, not only as muscles or brain, it's a holistic way. The more we are aware, the more we improve our emotional intelligence, which is, as you will say later, it will improve our brain and the way we take our emotions in. I will pause a bit. Am I making anyone confused? Is everything okay? You have any question?
No, just comparing with our thoughts. How alike are they?
True. All is clear. Awesome. All right. Yeah, this is a way to, it's very known. Like if you want to avoid disappointment, don't set any expectation. It's a very, very big topic at the same time, but let's say agree to disagree. Everyone, whatever works for you. This is the thing, whatever works for you. Sometimes I go with the flow. Sometimes I was like, no, I don't want to go with the flow. Let me create my own flow. Again, as I said earlier, there is no right and wrong. There is no the way. Everyone try their best. Everyone has their own things going on. We are all here trying our best and trying to support each other. Yeah, I'm getting into that. So my next slide will be 6 seconds. 6 seconds, technically, the module of 6 seconds has many assessments. All of them are based on emotional intelligence. Today I will be sharing 2 of them. Again, the idea of 2 of them, you don't need to take the assessment, but just to have an idea on what is 6 second assessment. So I will be sharing the unlocking EQ, and at the same time later I will be sharing the brain discovery. So unlocking EQ, which you will see now, it's 6 seconds. Say it's 3 more areas. The emotional intelligence, as I said, are 3 more areas. First area is the know yourself, because know yourself, understand what emotion, name the emotion. Most of the time we have mainly, you can name up to 5 to 6 emotions. Those are the big emotions, but emotions are up to 39,000 plus. So the thing is, like, we need to be accurate with our emotion, name our emotion to understand what we are really feeling. Because sometimes you are feeling, let's say, disgust, but when you dig down, it's not disgust, it's anger of something or shame of something. So it's very important, as I will share the competencies later of each one of them, but it's very important to know our feeling. So know yourself, which is the what, choose yourself, which is the how, and the third one, give yourself, which is the purpose, the why. So it's know what, how, why. And they're all interconnected. When you take the assessment, you will see we are each in different categories. So some of us have better, let's say, the know yourself is higher than others. So it's an assessment based on the 8 competencies. No, you can see the 8 competencies. Yeah, it's an assessment based on these 8 competencies. So each of them, as you see, have competencies. First one, I have 2 competencies, which is the emotional literacy. The second one, which is the understand your patterns, because again, being like, if you want to change any emotion, or if you want to change any of those competencies, okay, you need to change, you need to start seeing things from different perspective. We call it like rewiring your brain, or this is the same. So you see things from different perspectives. As you will see later, our brain has multiple minds we use at different time at different situations. So if we want to change any competency, whether take it a little bit up or a little bit down, we need to start with the know ourselves, which is what is going on. And the others, which is the consequential thinking, navigating our emotion, interesting and extrinsic, and at the same time, the noble goal. Those are all key, but it doesn't mean all of them need to be high or all of them need to be low. Different time, different situation in our life have different measurements. So the assessment will tell you what actually emotions are data. So which state are you now? And to understand, like set a point to understand to where you want to go and what you want to change again in this time. And if you remember what you want to change in order to make those 4 areas, which is the well-being, effectiveness, quality of life, and the 4 one I just shared earlier. So make those 4 areas higher to change. That's where we change our competencies to have, again, be emotionally intelligent, to have better combination on better relationships, better well-being, better quality of life. That's in short the 6 seconds module. Okay. Now, I would like to invite, and I don't know if you know the word CBT. CBT stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. So it's a module, another module. It's mainly about the cognition and how the relation between our cognition and our behaviors. Cognitive behavioral therapy say three things. So in order to control our emotion, we need to understand our thoughts. So the way we think affect the way we feel and the way we behave. At the same time, the way we feel affect both the way we think and the way we behave. And the way we behave affect both of them. So it's technically it's circle. They're all affected together. So again, when I say I want to control my emotion, like or I ask someone, can you control your emotion? I challenge many of those. You cannot control your emotions. No. Emotions again are sensation in our body. You cannot really control them. What you can control is the way you think about the emotion. You can control whether you react or you behave, you react or you respond. That's what. So technically, you can control your thoughts and you can control your behaviors. But technically, think about it. Once you control your thoughts and control your behavior, so you have the control of your emotion. You're not angry anymore because you know that you was angry because of ABC. But now you know this ABC. In order to avoid ABC, I need to do XYZ. So technically, the anger is gone because you know rationally you solve it. So here, where again, I will see later here where we use our brain to control our emotion, because it's circle. It's like interconnected, all of them. So emotions are body sensation. We all have our emotion. There is no one always happy. There is no one always sad. There is no one always hungry per se. Because we control the way we see everything. We control our perception. We control our the way we perceive anything. If you know the very famous 6 and 9, two people standing, one seeing 6, the other one seeing 9, because they're just seeing from different perspective. And conflict comes from there because of the different perspective. And it's the same, the interpersonal conflict, which is think, feel, act. In 6 seconds, we call it think, feel, act. The way you think affect the way you feel, affect the way you act. You want to resolve the conflict, we need to align them. So now, in order to understand that, it's like if I ask you now, what is your brain style? You will tell me, what do you mean about my brain style? Like fixed mindset, growth mindset, right brain, left brain. How many brain styles do you know? Yeah, it was very new concept for me as well. It's like, what's brains? What are you talking about? What's brain style and how it's connected? You see, as many of you are here today to understand that. And I will give you a little bit of it. It's too difficult to understand.
One of the most popular is fixed mindset and open mindset.
Yes, that's you see, that's the key to Pandora box. Because if you want to really unlock the strengths of your brain, the potential of your brain, you need to adapt growth mindset or open mindset. Okay, with fixed mindset, with the mentality with I cannot do it, it's too difficult, it's not for me. If we will adapt this mentality, as you all very well know, you cannot move that far. The thing is, that's what we know. But when we say brain style, we have, as you say now in 6 seconds, we have almost 8 brain styles. I will not go into them later. Now, our brain in the big umbrella, the big umbrella, we have, our brain has 3 minds. Oops. All right. Now you can see again. Our brain has 3 minds. Do you know what those minds are? Anyone have a clue what the 3 minds our brain has them?
Conscious, subconscious, or no?
No, gut, heart, mind. See, the gut, heart, and it's 3. The gut and the heart and the brain, those are our brains. So we have 3 brains actually. We think in our head, we think in our gut, we think in our heart, which is think, feel, act. Okay, those are the brains that we have them. I was going to ask this question. Those are the 3 brains that we have: the gut, the heart, and the brain, the gut, and the heart. So as a human, those are the driving. If you think about it, this is what driving everything. Think about it more in depth. It's the think and feel and act. You act, you follow your intuition. Intuition is the gut feeling. So
Sorry, is
reptile,
it
I
come?
wish. Yeah.
Is it come from the theory of Dilts about the generative coaching?
Tell me more about that.
Oh, so you know the pyramid of deals and generative
The
coaching,
deals.
it talks about the
Yeah.
yeah. No, okay,
Yeah.
it is not
No, it's not
generative
the
coaching.
pyramid.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's not the pyramid of deals. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Mm.
No, it is not
Okay.
the pyramid. He create the idea of free minds, what we have in our body, and this is what you just talk about.
But those are the brains. But our brain have three minds. I'm coming to those later.
Mhm.
Limbic, you are close enough, Greta. Greta, you're close enough. So our brain, now let me go to here. Our brain has three minds. First mind, we call it the rational mind, which is the logical mind. You know, I am, for example, most of the time, which brain you use the most? Most of the time, I use the logical one. It's like I want to understand the root cause of every problem. Some things you cannot reach the root cause for them. But this is the first plane, which is the rational one. We call it the logical one. The second one, which is the emotional mind. So how am I feeling now? What's driving this feeling? So if I do like this, how will I feel? Why did I feel in this way? So here where I'm using my emotions to understand things or let's say evaluate things. You can see the emotional mind. No, you cannot see the emotion. Now you can see the emotional mind. Okay. So this is two brain. The third brain, which is the most important thing, which is the interconnection between them, which is what is the wise mind. Most of us use one of those two brains. Okay, so whether it's the rational, whether it's the emotional. If any of you of DISC, for example, certified or know of DISC, DISC, okay, the DISC have two axes. One of them say people-oriented, task-oriented, people-oriented. So the task-oriented, which are the people, use their rationality, logical. Like convince me, give me something to convince me that this is right, and I will believe you. While other people's like make me feel it's right, so I will believe you. Most of the time, again, we are using one of those minds. The best thing is when we combine them. And here where emotional intelligence come, where emotional intelligence come to help us combine two brains and use them at the same time. Or as you will see later from the axis, how to move on the spectrum where we can use, because we will use different brain in different situations. The only way when we can use the wise mind, again, in my experience, when we detach from the situation, look at it from the helicopter perspective. Many of you know the helicopter thing or the fly eye. That's when you are combining both of them together. So I would like to invite you to think a little bit for like 1 or 2 minutes. You don't need to share, just think and you can write it down. It's which brain you use often. Do you use your rational brain often? Or do you use your emotional one? Or use your wise one? Remember, there is no right and wrong. There is no right and wrong, and there is no one size fit all. And if I use my rational brain, that doesn't mean I'm right. That doesn't mean I'm wrong. It's situational. The best thing, of course, the best thing to use both, but again, remember, we're human. Our brain is not wired to do the best thing. Our brain are wired differently, each one of us. And that's one of the reasons like we need to train them continuously. Exactly. It's situational, depend on the circumstances. All right. Now I will be sharing with you a bunch of words. Different brain, different contexts. Correct. Reasonable. Again, reasonable, it's based on what you call reasonable. If you try to detach of it, sometimes you might see like what's reasonable for me might not be reasonable for you. Like sometimes I think like I use my brain, my emotional brain, but other people tell me no, he was rude. I was like, no, he wasn't rude. So always remember, like sometimes our emotions are strong, are very, very strong. So when we think we are using rational or logical thing, it might be logical for us, but that doesn't mean it's logical for others. And that's another aspect of emotional intelligence, to understand ourselves and understand others. Because it's not only about ourselves, it's how we are conveying the message from inside out. If you watched Inside Out, it's a lovely movie. Totally understand, like depend again the cultural thing also have a play as like a big play in all of this, because if you go to the US, they encourage using the emotional brain at work, while in the Middle East they want the rational brain at work because they want to use logic, they don't want to use emotions. I am from the Middle East also. A man in the Middle East to show emotion, that's something almost forbidden. So in the US, bring the emotional brain, while in the Middle East, they want the rational brain. It's all, as you said, it's circumstantial. So it depends. Remember, there is no right and wrong and no one size fits all. All right, lovely, thanks. I really appreciate your engaging. I salute you for that. Third one, let me share with you a little bit now, little bit faster. A bunch of words. I would like to choose. Still cannot see. Oops, I lost you. Hold on, I need to. Yeah, there you go. All right, this one. I would like to invite you to choose 3 of these words. Okay. 3 words. You write them down. You don't need to share them in the chat. Write them for yourself. 3 words represent you, like you feel this is you, or this is how your brain works. Okay. And another 3 words that you might think, I want these in my brain, or I want to develop these in my brain. I will give you around 5 minutes. And if you feel free to translate the words, because 20% of these words I need to translate to understand. It's totally okay. Don't feel anything if you didn't understand the word, because English is a very complicated language. Yeah, Anna, sorry, go ahead.
Did I understand then correctly that if we follow that theory and our logical brain, how you call it, normally if I understand it, his task to see all that problems and fears, and if we come up from that theory, it is already, I'm disconnected from my emotional part. So my emotions come to follow that mind, and I start thinking about that it is unsafe. I'm separated. I create my analytical paralysis. So I will never come to my wise mind. So, and only if I connect all 3 of them, then I create my creative tension or creative state. So, is it like that?
Let me repeat it again. it's not about the creative state, it's the creative state. It's, as you said, when you get into the wise mind, because in order to be creative, you need to be balanced, you need to be in a good state, and you need to be driven from the creativity state. So the thing is, like, sometimes we use the rational, as you said, like, think about thing, analyze thing. Okay, don't rational. I will explain it later. Rational people tend to not take risk, tend to think too long time for everything. They need to
Mhm.
understand why. And that's where disconnected from the emotional. Okay.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say disconnected. In that situation, they're disconnected. So in order to connect them together, so while you're having any situation and while you're thinking of the situation, you ask yourself this: what am I feeling now? Or what do I want to feel? If you think yourself, you're going into the logic, add emotion to it.
And this
And
is
vice
tools.
versa.
These
Yes, so
tools
when you're
between
adding the emotion,
connection.
that's when you're trying, exactly, you're trying to link them together.
Mhm.
So here,
So
where
you
you're
will,
trying to have the sweet spot.
great. So you will share that tools, that bridge, how we connect
No,
rational and
it's
emotional.
not a tool. It's cognitive. It's cognitive. It's later you will see. It's a cognitive approach, which is ask yourself. You will ask your, like, it's with practice. Whenever you're having any situation,
Reflection.
just exactly
Okay.
pause. I can share with you a tool I use very much. Like,
Mhm.
later I will share it. Remind me
Thank you.
later. So you will pause, okay, and then you will think of it. But instead of using only our brain to think, then we start use both brains, our brain and our heart. So what am I thinking of this, and what am I feeling? Here where you,
Mhm. And
if I am feeling only, so what am I thinking? Like the same thing when I got
is
so
it,
excited, I want to buy, like, someone give me a very good offer, I want to buy it now. You know,
mhm.
like, it's
So
a
is
very
it
good offer. It's
constructive?
20%. Yeah.
Is it constructive or it is not constructive for me? So you mean that one? I make a
I
reflection and after
wouldn't call
that
it
I
not
understand it.
constructive. Yeah, but I wouldn't call it not constructive. I would call it again, okay, if it's work with you in this way,
Productive,
it's fine.
productive or not
Yeah,
productive.
yeah,
So okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Thank
It's,
you.
again, it's not productive and not productive, because it's just the way of thinking. Is the way of thinking, you know?
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Okay, let's go into breakout room. I don't know, Greta, did you manage to open? Did you manage to get my message? No, no. Okay. Let me.
Oh, okay. Can you please help? Okay, maybe I'll ask Natalie to. You need to
Oh no,
break.
I'm under it. I'm taking care of it. Taking care of it. It's fine. I will create a breakout room
How
now.
many
Okay.
rooms do you need?
I'm doing it. I will
Okay.
create a breakout room. I would like to invite every one of you share together uh, of what you find most let's say most adjective or most strength in your brain, and what you would like to develop. Okay, it's short practice for 5 minutes. That would be it. And then we'll come back here to continue. Okay, I would invite you to make the sharing like 1 minute maximum, or 1 to 2 minutes. We cool? All right.
Mhm.
That's my effect. I apologize for that. All right, let's go.
Mhm.
Is Natalie not co-host? So I think she joined one room by mistake. All right.
We're back.
Welcome back. How was this? I see people are still coming back. All right, let's give them a couple of minutes to settle. Okay. Oh. Sorry for that. Room didn't close automatically. Now inviting the rest to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
In 5
Right.
seconds, everybody will come back.
3, 2, 1,
Yeah.
and everyone is back. Welcome back, everyone. So, how was the discussion? Anyone would like to share? I would like to have 1 minute for sharing. And then I need to run fast.
Yeah, it was interesting to dive into our
Mhm.
brain and see the
Mhm.
similarities in spite of the place we live and nationality we share. Yeah, once
Mhm.
again, understand that we're human beings and all have the same things to think over. And of course, questions, but we don't have time that much.
True, true. That's why I keep it at 5 minutes. Otherwise, because it's endless topic. You know, we'll keep talking and talking and talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now I would like to invite you to reflect of how is your brain style showing up in your personal and professional life. Now, from those 3 words you chose, and at the same time 3 words you want to have, how are you living your life now? How are you acting now? And this is one line. Just write it down and reflect on it later. How would you be when those 3 words you want to develop, imagine they're developed? How would this new person of you be? All right, now I have 30-ish minutes to continue. All right, I will go fast. Stop me whenever you want. In 6 seconds, we believe to measure our brain intelligence, our brain emotional intelligence, there are 3 scales. The first scale, which we call it the focus, okay? The focus technically differentiate the rational from the emotional. So as you can see, there are two spectrum on the arrow. One of rational, one is emotional. I will dive more into that later. I will dive more into that later. The other one is the decisions. So decisions, some people analytical or evaluative, they need to understand details. Some others are creative, they need to innovate and they go into the modern ways. Again, I will dive more into that later. The third scale, which is the drive. So the drive, say, you can see I'm not speaking to myself, right? No, you cannot
Yeah,
see.
no,
No,
we
you can
see.
see. Yeah, this is the third one. The third one, which is the drive. Mainly, it's again whether I am practical or whether I am idealist. Okay, mainly those 3 scales in our define our brain. Where is our brain in the brain styles, or which styles our brain have? All right. Now, I lost the screen again. This here. Use. Okay. If we go into the first one, which is the focus. Okay. The focus is about how we notice. So does our brain prefer, as we said before, emotional or rational? Remember, there is no one size fit all. And as many of you said in the chat, sometimes I use emotional, sometimes I use rational. It's circumstantial, depend on the situation, depend on where I am with who I am. Now, the people who are extreme, which is very rare, they're likely to pay attention more to the words that people use, which is evaluative. What people are you use? What details? So you focus on the facts more than you focus on the emotions. How people are feeling when they say this. How people are feeling when they do this. So that's differentiate when people focusing on the facts and people focusing on the details than people focusing on the emotion. So for example, if you are a leader, a team leader, if you are going to go into the like activity in the jungle, do you care more about how fast people will get up or how fun people will have on the journey? So that's the difference. If you care more about how fast can we go up, that's you are using your rational or evaluative brain. If you care of how fun we will have on the journey, then you are using your emotional brain. It's again, it's not right or wrong. It's the emotional intelligence to tell you where are you on the spectrum. And now that, again, I'm not telling you to take the assessment, but now as you have an idea, where do you put yourself on the spectrum in a general setup? You want to make it in a coaching or professional input and personal input. So in the profession, where do you put yourself on the spectrum? Where do you want to be? Okay. If you have two spectrums, self-personal and professional personal, and the professional, where do you put yourself? Where do you want to be? On the personal, where do you put yourself? Where do you want to be? Why I'm telling you this? Because later I will show you how you can get to where you want to be. Okay. So this is for the focus. Oh, I was talking about different thing. Yeah, which is correct. Rational and emotional. Okay. Now, with me?
Yeah.
All right. Right. Let's go to the second scale. The second scale was just the decision. So, how am I taking my decisions? On what I am based, like, you know, some people go the gut feeling. Some people, in order to make a decision, they need to go on research, go ask AI, ChatGPT, Google, ask million of friends to make a decision. So, when I am making a decision, how am I making my decision? Remember two scales, professional, personal. Okay. This gives you the data about how your brain works. Do I prefer it to evaluate more, or do I prefer it to be more innovative? So when we make decision, this is, if you remember what I talked about later, some people who like to jump into risks, like jump heads in, and then we will find later how we will learn along the journey. Okay, and that's the innovative part. Other people like, no, let me risk analysis. So they will analyze the risk. They will see the risk study, what I need to do, what do I need to be prepared, what. And this is the evaluative part, the part where they just keep thinking. Again, remember, I keep emphasis on this. There is no right and wrong. There is different people, different way of our brain works. Now, where do you see yourself? Remember, professional and personal. On each scale. Okay. Now the third scale and the last scale is the drive. So where does my energy come from? Am I practical or I am idealistic? So if you think about it, you see the spectrum here. Feel free to take a screenshot. The extreme people on the drive spectrum, they tend to like action and result driven, while the people on the idealistic way, they doesn't like to pay too much attention for the day-to-day. They like more details. The idealistic, sorry, they're focused more on the future. So how are you motivated? Are you motivated by the vision, or are you motivated by the results? Practical or idealistic, or practical or idealistic? Again, remember, personal, professional, personal. I will pause a little bit here. Are you still with me? Did I lost you yet?
We're here.
Yes.
Anyone has any question? I cannot see the chat. Nope. Oh yeah, chat. Sorry, which previous slides?
Lucine is asking to the previous slides.
Which previous slide? 102. This one? Two previous one. This one? Exactly. The wise mind somewhere in the middle. Did I this one what you want to see? All right. Awesome. So the wise mind stand in the middle, but remember, we cannot always be in the middle. Because why? Because we're human. How to balance the scale again? First step is awareness. We're coming to that later. First step is awareness. Sometimes you might not need to balance the scale, because you remember, as a leader or as a person, you need to wear different hats in different scenarios in our life. Like as a mother, you need to wear the mother hat. As a leader, you need to wear the leader hat. As a coach, you need to wear the coach hat. So we cannot have one brain styles for everything, or at the same emotional intelligence, one profile for everything. If you take any assessment, you know, before you take the assessment, we will ask you, imagine a scenario where you want to take the assessment in. So this is the thing. Always remember, once you know where you are first, where you want to be, and remind yourself, why do you want to be where you want to be? So focus on the why, because the why is really the key. And if you didn't read the Simon Sinek book, start with the why, then start with the why always. Right? Let's carry on and park the questions from now on. I want to make sure I convey the message, because what's coming is still little bit interesting, and it might answer your question at the same time. So we covered the focus, we covered the drive. That give us, now I will share with you the 8 brain styles in emotional intelligence, which is what we call it, the brain profile. So in emotional intelligence, after many studies in emotional intelligence, we come to 8 profiles based on different answer, different aspect, different spectrums. Those 8 profiles are the most one showed up in the human, those who took the studies. And at the same time, those are the most ones are being used, which are, where is my mouse? Drum rolls. There you go. We have 8 remember when I tell you put the spectrum and where are you on the spectrum of each one? This will tell you, if you did what I told you, this will tell you what is your brain style. So we have the scientists, who are most of the time, again, it's big umbrella, but most of the time, idealistic, they're accurate, careful, and very precise people. Those we call their brain style is scientist. Well, now we have so the scientists, as you see, where is the focus, where is the decision, where is the drive? Their focus and decision and drive. Now, when you see it on the left, that doesn't mean they're extreme. No, it might be a little bit off the middle. That's mean it's on the left. And if yours is little bit, sometimes like I use the emotion, but I use it like 70% of the time. That's mean you are not extreme. Okay. Now, the innovator brain style, most of the time they're analytical and creative, and they're open. While the strategists are precise, they're careful, they're most of the time future oriented. Now we have the deliverer. By the name, it's again, the name means nothing, but the deliverer brain style, I mean, they're passionate, transformative, they're deliverer task oriented, and they like to generative and practical. You see where are they on the spectrum? Now, on the other 4, the bottom 4, we start from the left. The visionary, where the passionate and transformative and they're forward thinking, you see they're all to the left, to the right, sorry. You have the guardian, where they are the people who care, the people are careful in doing whatever they're doing, and pragmatic people. And my brain style is the energizer, where we are committed. This brain style is committed and creative and real world. I don't know where they get creative, but sometimes I do feel creative. But this is my brain style. This last one, it's the caring and protective and long-term focus. Now, remember, those brain styles are situational. So the brain styles change along whatever project you're doing, whatever training you took, whatever. For example, if you are a mom, a first-year-old toddler is different than 5 years old, almost big child. So all along the way, it's a journey. Here where we think again, remember, how do I want it to be professionally, or which brain style do I want professionally? Which brain style do I want personally? And myself, for example, because I myself I don't like to differentiate between personal and professional. I have one brain style, which I like to adapt it personally and professionally. again, there is no one size fit all. It's depend on you. You can take screenshot of this, and I hope you took screenshot of the previous ones, which I can send you later, the PDF, so you can have an idea on where you are. Now, what did I click? Hold on, here. So now I will invite you also to think, or maybe write it down and reflect on it later. What are the pros and cons of my brain style in any challenging situation? So if I am energizer, I will go back, going back is here. I will go back, for example, I am energizer, okay? What is the pros and cons of being energizer? As you see the energizer, if we go back again to here, being energizer, it's technically, I tend to use more my emotional brain. I tend to be more innovative. I focus more on the what I enjoy. I don't focus more. I don't think much. Okay, and the last one is like future oriented. So, what is the pros and cons? If you would like to chop in, it's fine. Judge me. I'm fine with that. I will tell you what the pros and cons.
You're
Again,
less practical. You're less practical in some cases. So if we see the energizer is the practical part is shifted to the left. So your practical part is more let me you're
See,
more
I'm right, left. I'm right, left.
okay. So you are more practical than idealistic, yes?
Okay, what is that? How is that pro or how is that cons? Like, how is that good or how is that bad? I will tell you. It's my brain profile. I know it. It's good because whenever I want to do something, I will understand everything about it. So, for example, if I want to deliver any new topic, I will make a study research. Okay, now the bad part is it sometimes doing that taking a lot of time and limiting my creativity. So I stop being future oriented because I already wasted too much time on very small things. Sometimes I call this one being a perfectionist. So I want everything to be perfect. Yes, exactly. Detail oriented. And detail oriented, like if I am too much focused on the practical part, then I didn't unleash my creativity. So here where I start to be mindful, like when I see myself, this is whoever wants the tool. This is, if you see yourself going down the path that I am focused too much on the details, I'm being too much practical, I will pause. How can I ignite my creativity? How can I go toward the future? And I will start, like again, take a deep breath and start. That's how I balance and use both brains. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
If I may comment, I'm thinking that if you're like emotional and innovative is right and practical is like the left side, it's kind of contradictory. So if your focus is too much emotional, but you want to be practical, it might be in conflict, and you have to find the balance between the parts.
Very right. Being like I am emotional. I care about. I'm people person. Everyone knows that I'm people person. I care too much about people. So if I want to go task oriented, it's a huge stretch for me. And being in a leadership position, sometimes I do need to be task oriented. So that's me stretching myself to the rational part. Rational doesn't mean like again. I'm coming from my culture. When you say rational, emotional, so rational is the right, emotional is the wrong from our culture. But rational, there is no right and wrong. Okay, there is situational. This is something with the cognitive bias that we invite everyone to change. Is like our cultures have a huge effect on us. So there is no right and wrong. There is no man shouldn't have emotion. Okay, this biases which is very hard to change, but unfortunately they are like this. Emotional men are not fit to be a leader in that part of the world, and the same as unfortunately many times it's the opposite way. So here where we encourage you use where we can meet in the middle. Let's say where we can meet in the middle. Okay, so we both our brains are happy. Think of it in this way. And that's for me, it's like, how can I get the task done by not making people upset? So instead of making people happy, I will go with not making people upset, getting the task done. This is me using less my emotion part and being more task oriented. This is rational emotional also. Clear? All right, let's roll in. So now, again, in 6 seconds, we've done a lot of research. And as I said, 6 seconds has around 28 plus kind of assessment on different level, like personal development, leadership development, many development. But based on all of those researchers, they've identified 18 key talents. When we say talents, it's the apps that we use in our brain. So technically our brain, think of your brain like a mobile screen, okay? So I have this mobile screen in front of me. You cannot see, but I have this mobile screen in front of me. It's full of apps. So which apps are you seeing the first? When you unlock your phone, which app do you see the first? Ideally, the apps that you use the most. Okay? So the apps that you use the most, they're always the first. So now what I will show you is the apps used, it's 18 app used the most by the majority of the people who took the assessment. At the same time, we use different apps at different times. Now, the invitation is which app or which, those apps are the talents of our brain, or you can call them the strengths also. Okay, so brain strengths or brain talents. So we call them the app because, again, it's easier, mobile app, okay? So which of these app you're using, or which of these app you want to use? Now, if we go to the next slide, as you can see, each spectrum have their own app. If we go to the focus, we have from left to right, data mining, modeling, prioritizing, connection, emotional insight, collaboration. You see how the emotional part getting with the rational part. Now, decision, we have reflection, adaptability, critical thinking, resilience, plus risk tolerance, imagination. Last one, which is the drive, we have the proactivity, commitment, problem solving, vision design, entrepreneurship. I will be sharing with you, yes, I will be sharing with you my profile later to explain for you more in depth. But for now, if you would like to take a screenshot, go ahead. Now, these are the explanation of the apps. Here, this is each app and the explanation for it. I will not read that for you. Feel free to, I can send the link later to Natalie, she can download it. But this is each of the app that we have that our brain use the most. Okay, now, I would like to invite you, as you have a similar idea on where are you on each spectrum. So it will define which app you are using the most. Think of which app you're using the most, which app you're not using, which app do you want to use more? And that was the reflection for later. But just I would like to keep it in the end of your mind, because this is the first step of being emotionally intelligent with our brain. Knowing our brain strengths, knowing which strengths do we want to bring forward, which strengths do we want to sometimes decrease, it will make us more emotionally intelligent. Okay. I will create for you, I hope you took a screenshot for that, and I will put back this slide. If you would like to take a screenshot, also go ahead and take a screenshot. I will create a breakout room now. We will discuss together. I mean, you will discuss together in the breakout room, different breakout rooms, which app you're using the most, which app you want to use the most. And please, if you're comfy with that, if you are comfy with that, also discuss why do you want to use more of these apps, or why do you want to use more of these strengths, let's say. Okay, breakout rooms. Recreate. Let's go for 5 minutes. 5 minute buffering, 15 time, all right. Please feel free to join. And I will let me put back this is the question. Okay, feel free to take screenshot. It's easy. I don't think you need screenshot. It's based on what you learn, what talent you want to bring to the top, and why. And enjoy. Who's the recording? I cannot post the recording. Sorry, I'm muted. All right. And why am I? All right. Anyone would like to share? No obligation. Feel free to share or don't share. It's totally okay.
May I ask you? So for me, it is more like usable for me. I don't know how to for another people. Style of brains according to my task goals. So if I look at that, I can understand which one brain style I need to achieve that, and to see which points I need to develop for that and continue, because all that skills are very important, but in different
course,
situations,
exactly.
like we are talking.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. Really, I appreciate your sharing. And as you said, they're all important. It depends on this situation, which one I want to bring up. Okay, but that doesn't mean I'm turning off the rest. No, that's mean I'm just putting the rest again. I'm moving along the spectrum. Imagine as a spectrum. So which one I want to bring up, which skills I want to bring up, which skills I want to bring less, and so on. As you said, situational. And again, a question I would like you, my pleasure. I would like you to write down just to remember is like, what makes you want to bring those skills up? That's a key importance. Like, what is really the needs behind bringing those skills up? Or who would you be once you bring those skills up? It's again something to think of. You don't feel obligated to answer now.
Can I share?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's about the process of being more perfect as a human being. And it's about a process of crystallization and becoming wiser and more useful to the world, to the planet. This is my why. Why should I improve these qualities? Just to become more crystallized. That, like the diamond is taken from the rock, it's nothing. It's just a piece of stone. Until it gets shaped all the time, and the more angles it has, the brighter it becomes and more expensive. I guess this is about human nature as well.
So why are you shaping yourself for?
For becoming purer and more crystallized personality.
But you mentioned it's for the world.
For the world to be more useful, because I guess the more pure you become, more transparent, the more sincere, the more open, the more value you can bring to the world.
Lovely. Thanks a lot, Natalie.
Yeah, get that kind of dirt, materialistic things that just impact on us, just go away from us.
True. Now you said very things I would like to invite you to think of. I would like to invite all of you to think of, because I used to be one of I always to do this one. We always want to be better for the world, for my kids, for my parents. I would like to invite you, what would you like to be for yourself first? So who you want to be for yourself first, then for the world, then for others, because most of the time we forget ourselves. So this is the thing, like, be yourself, what you want to be for you. Always put you first. And again, we grow up in a society telling you, if you put yourself first, that's mean you're selfish, but that's self-love. So yourself should be first, who I want to be, in order to help others or support others or create a bigger impact on me, on my life, and on others. Thank you. I can do like this, I think. There you go. The hearts? No? There you go. All right. Thanks a lot. I appreciate the sharing, Natalie. Okay. How to balance the skills? That's all the question. Okay. We always want to be the best version of ourselves, which is true, which is very true, because again, it's a lifelong journey. And especially us as coaches, we have a higher level of awareness than others. We already have a taste of this journey, and we want more. And that's very normal. Let me share with you a couple of slides. I have actually one slide. Let me share it with you. It's how the discovery profile report, like it's my report. I will be sharing my report. It's here. So once you take the report, that's what you will see. For example, this is my brain profile. I'm giving you example just to put an idea in your head. As you see, we have high 3, lower 3. But lower 3, that doesn't mean they're not important. That means I'm using them the less. They're all strengths. We don't have weaknesses. In all, like I challenge all the strengths assessment to tell you we have weakness. We don't have weakness. We have high strengths, low strengths. Some strengths, we use them more than others. Same with the talent and our brain strengths. So this is my focus, decision, drive. Where are they? And at the same time, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 means which one is before the other one. Some people, the one is the drive, but my first, know myself, is the strongest. Those apps I'm using the most, which my brain function the most with them. And the lowest score, which is, as I told you, design, critical thinking, and vision. Because I'm always driven to help. I'm always driven to create, always driven to impact. Now, I have less capacity of achieving goals. I have capacity to maintain my oriental. So once I get this profile, again, I understand myself, which is a reflection point. So emotional intelligence, any assessment is a reflection point, and it's data from you to you. That's mainly. And that's it for me. I think I'm done. Yeah. I would like to invite you now, after this, thanks a lot again for the hour and a half. What's one thing, give you 1 minute to think of one thing you will start doing, one thing you will continue doing, one thing you will stop doing. Starting tomorrow or starting 30 minutes later. Or if you want, take the questions and think about it later.
Can I share?
Yeah, please, of course.
One thing I'll start doing, I work already on that, is that I'll start to prioritize things for from what to start. The other thing is what I'm going to continue doing is trusting people in the world, because as I mentioned earlier, I'm open-minded and I trust, my trust level is very high to people, and I admit people in the world as they are and as the world it is. And one thing to stop doing is to stop putting ahead the ideas that come up to my brain.
That's lovely. Thanks a lot for sharing. Appreciate that really.
Thank you for amazing question.
Got it.
I am very sorry. I would like to add something. So sorry for my cameras is switched off, but the one thing I would like to accentuate, that one thing I am going to stop doing is to be very nice to people. Maybe this will sound very strange, but during my whole life, I have came to one conclusion that sometimes it hurts you when you are too nice, because I have been very, very nice to all the people who would ask me for something, being coach, being psychologist, being LD professional. So, but now I'm thinking that, yes, I need to concentrate on my self-love and not to be very nice to many people. Thank you.
Thanks. Again, I really appreciate your sharing, and I totally understand how is it to be over nice or over kind, and you will get used because of this over kindness one. I totally understand, and it's resonate, and I appreciate your sharing. Right, I think I'm done. Yes, I'm done here. Should you like connect with me? Should you? I can. This is always. Should you like connect? Feel free to scan it or reach out to Natalie.
John, I have a short question. I know our time is up, and all of us.
I'm free. I'm free as you are.
Yeah.
And before anyone goes, sorry for that. Before anyone else go, I would really like to thank you. Thanks for giving me the time. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to share, and thanks for engaging in all the time and not making me feel like you're sleeping or angry at me.
No, I would like to ask, is there, I know actually the answer partially, that you will say there is no statistics, there is no special rule, which is good and which is bad. But anyway, as you said, in these 6 seconds, you have a lot of ways of measuring the success of the people, development, etc. Is there any personality type or brain style from these 8 or these 3 scales, which is actually the happiest personality?
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
I don't say
This is
advanced,
all
promotive
right.
or
Yeah,
something, just the
yeah, yeah.
happiest. Because I guess the key of coming to this planet is to be happy.
I appreciate that. Thanks. Some of the keywords that I would like to emphasize. Thanks a lot for your sharing. I really appreciate that. And it's very, very important question. First of all, these are not measurements, these are data. So technically any assessment is data from you to you. So emotional intelligence data, it's you are answering the questions. So based on you. So we're not measuring your how intelligent you are. We're measuring how are you doing in the emotional intelligence aspect. And my own opinion, based on my own experience, there is no measures for you want how to be more happy, right?
You want what?
Did I understand you correctly? How to be more happy?
No, which style of these brain styles, for example, scientists, inventors, strategists, which of them are tend to be happier?
See, this is the tricky part because each one of them is happier for the person who has this brain style. You know, I guess it depends. For example, my brain style is energizer. I was thinking I want to be sage because sage in my head is the person who is zen, who is monk. But I don't want to be monk. For me, even think about it. Sometimes it's boring. I like to be like this. So from what I have like from the workshop I've done, everyone the brain style, they're happy in their own brain style. Now, when people are not happy, there is no happier. It's again, it depends on you because as you said, personalities assessment, it's all about you. And all of these are changeable. So I would like to invite you, if you know what your brain style is and you know what your brain styles wants to be or what you want your brain styles to be. So
Yeah.
that's mean this one will make you happier. I would like to invite you to ask yourself why this one would make me happier. What in this one will make me happier? And here will you understand what you really want. So the main thing is to understand what are my needs. Like why do I want to be this brain styles, or why do I want to be this personality? Okay, why do I want to be people person? Why do I want to be task person? Most of the time our decision or our thought is influenced by whether our society, the people around us, our childhood, our parents, our kids, we're all influenced. So this is the thing I think is personal perspective.
Okay, thank you so much.
My pleasure. I have a great question who's asking me what's shared to people who can love learning and never stop learning. You see, I am a people who love learning and I love never to stop learning, but sometimes too much of anything is harmful. Because too much of learning, it's taking from you time to whether give back, whether make more money, whether time with your kids, with your loved ones. So I would say we need to figure out our own balance again in my own things. For example, I always like to jump on new training, not for the sake of the certificate. As you saw, my list is big. I don't care about certificate, but for the sake of learning, get to know new people, new perspective. But at the same time, I reach to level like I have too much commitments. I need time for me as well. I need time to, we call it ROI, return of investment. So I'm training for what? You are learning for what? There is always why. I would like to invite you to see the why. My advice is always keep learning, but know your priorities. If your priority, if you are learning for the sake of learning, that's amazing. Keep it up. But again, know where is it on the spectrum. Now, be aware if you are learning for the sake of just fulfilling the time, you are learning for the sake of running from something, you are learning from the sake of getting credentials, because those are in my own opinion, also are not enough reasons to jump on learning. So it's all based on your priorities.
Okay.
Okay, any other question I missed? And again, thank you. I know I run late and I always
A lot of words of appreciation and thankful words
from me. Really, thank you. I appreciate we open
and
2025 together.
connected to LinkedIn.
Please stay connected. I'm not much active on Instagram. I am always on Instagram, but I don't. For me, Instagram is the brain easer, where I scroll, watch puppies and cats, this kind of stuff. I'm more active on LinkedIn. Facebook, same as Instagram for me. So I'm more on LinkedIn. Please do reach out, and I'm always more than happy than to have a coffee, virtual coffee or chat.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, John, for making it happen.
My pleasure.
So some months ago, it was just a plan, a project. Now it's already, we can say, a reality, and a well done one. Each of us, I guess, from my point, I have a lot of things to think about this Sunday. And this is the most valuable process for me, when people make me think over some simple things, but they are not simple. This is about life philosophy. Thank you so much.
It is. And remember, like again, there is no standard, there is no right and wrong. What I know, that doesn't mean I'm right. So it's always like we always learn from each other.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you for
everyone for taking part to this meeting.
my pleasure. Bye everyone. Have a great rest of Sunday.
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
My pleasure. Bye.
Dajan, you can switch off the recording, darling.
I'm afraid.
Don't be. And Vana, and miat poza, miat quadratic. Stop recording. Uzmës jesanem.
Ha, doar, Eli. Ha, hesta.
Hasta. Bereba.